Hi biologists, let's get started. This is a summary of 3.4.4 and 3.4.7 if you follow the syllabus, or Chapter 30, Human Breeding, if you're following the textbook. If you learn these summary notes really well, along with the labelled diagrams and the experiment, you will get on fine in the Leaving Cert and get a respectable result. However, if you are aiming high, you will need to carry out a more in-depth study. You will need a full understanding of all the concepts to cope with the more challenging questions, and you will need to have great accuracy with regard to definitions and the giving of facts. It is science after all. Reading Chapter 30 continued, picking it up at page 344 at the heading of Summary. The respiratory system, in other words your lungs, are located in the chest cavity, which is also called your thorax or your thoracic cavity, or thoracic. Breathing in through the nose causes the air to be filtered, meaning that the microorganisms, the disease-causing microorganisms, the pathogens, will be removed from the air. It will also be moistened and warmed. This will help diffusion of gases. The epiglottis, remember, if you're behaving like a pig and talking with your mouth full, PIG, then the epiglottis will open and the food will fall down the wrong way, go into your windpipe, and you could choke. So the epiglottis prevents food and drink entering the trachea. The larynx contains vocal cords for speech. The larynx is your Adam's apple if it's infected, hence laryngitis. The trachea are the windpipe, the bronchi, and the larger bronchioles are made of muscle, elastic fibres, and rigid cartilage which holds them open. Smaller bronchioles have muscle and elastic fibres only. Remember, this is why they can narrow and lead to an asthma attack and a feeling of breathlessness. Mucus traps dust and microorganisms. The mucus is found in your nose. It is our first line of defense against pathogens. Cilia are tiny hairs that beat or wave about to sweep the mucus out of your air pipes down into your esophagus, where it is swallowed into your stomach. Each lung is enclosed by a pair of pleural membranes. These are separated by the pleural cavity. The pleural membranes allow friction-free movement, because when your lungs move, if they were to rub off your rib cage, it would lead to tissue damage along the same lines as your heel rubbing off the inside of your shoe. The alveoli are tiny, thin-walled air sacs that allow gas exchange, the swapping of gases, getting rid of carbon dioxide and swapping it for oxygen instead. Now the oxygen diffuses from the alveoli to the red blood cells. Diffusion, you come down from a high. The oxygen diffuses from a high concentration in the alveoli to a low concentration in the red blood cells. The carbon dioxide does the opposite. Carbon dioxide diffuses from the blood plasma into the alveoli. It comes down from a high. The concentration of carbon dioxide is high in the blood plasma, low in the alveoli. These gases diffuse in the opposite direction if you want to talk about them going in and out of the cells of the body. Breathing in is called inhalation or inspiration. IN in breathing in, IN inhalation, and IN in inspiration. Breathing out is called exhalation or expiration. Out, and EX for exit, and EX for expiration. Inhalation or breathing in involves the following. The brain controls the rate of breathing. It's actually the medulla oblongata, which is part of the brain, controls the rate of breathing. The intercostal muscles and the diaphragm contract. Remember the CDs. Intercostal muscle, the diaphragm contracts. The chest cavity gets bigger, C and C. The air pressure decreases in the chest cavity, so it goes down. Air is forced into the lungs by the higher external air pressure, by the higher air pressure outside your body. Now turning to page 345. Asthma is a breathing disorder triggered by outside agents called allergens. In other words, things outside the body to which you might be allergic, like animal dander or dust. It is caused by the smaller bronchioles becoming narrower. Remember, we said these have no rings of cartilage. You control asthma by avoiding known allergens, so keep away from what's causing the allergy. Treated by taking drugs, be careful, bronchodilators or drugs that dilate your bronchioles, usually taken from inhalers. State the drugs you are taking. Human breathing is controlled by the brain, by the medulla oblongata in actual fact, MOB, medulla oblongata, B for breathing. High levels of carbon dioxide in the blood form an acid. Carbonic acid is actually formed. It has a pH of less than 7, so the pH of the blood is decreased. This will trigger the brain to cause breathing. Carbon dioxide is a controlling factor in gas exchange, so it determines gas exchange, it is in charge of gas exchange in the leaves of plants and in human breathing. Carbon dioxide is in control. Exercise increases the rate and the depth of breathing. The effect of exercise on breathing rate can be shown by comparing breathing rates at rest with those after exercise. The breathing rates at rest, that's acting as a control against which you compare your results.